So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Let's talk and play a bit of PvP. So we have a new potential Cerebral meta with the release of V6 Boa Hancock. The team I've been using recently is pretty standardish. It looks like this, with like the 5 best Cerebral legends together with the rare recruit Inazuma, PvP rare recruit. He's an amazing damage dealer. And yeah, first thing I want to get out of the way is that my boa is actually rainbow. It's so random how this happened. Basically, I have a lot of Cerebral that are like almost level 150. Robin Koala is one of them, lack 1 copy. And then I saw that they were available on part 1 of the Kisnasugo. So I was like, okay, let's just do 3 multis for fun. Did 3 multis. I got 2 boa in those multis. I have 1 left, so I'm like, okay, let's try and get Ein again and see if we can get the last boa. Still no Ein, but I got the last boa. So I got a rainbow boa, which I will be trying for PvE later. Very cool with the super tandem, of course. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's talk PvP. So yeah, this team works pretty well against most free spirit stuff. It's a bit RNG due to speed, and I actually had a pretty good solution to the speed issue. And I'm going to try it again when I invested more in the team. Like I want a level 150 Robin Koala, mainly with Limber expansion to really do a lot of damage. What I've been trying before that is to run Tama, which is pretty funny since it's a Cerebral team, but I've been running this a lot and it's good in going fast. The main issue with this is that you don't deal enough damage against many free spirit comps, which results in you often timing out. I've lost a lot of games by timing out with this team. But I feel like if I just had that Robin Koala's bigger damage output, it could go better. So I will try this again later. So I've been going with this instead recently with Inazuma asset. And it does do the damage. The main issue is with turn order. Like we are favored. Like it basically comes down to like which Nami and Karina goes first with their special. And I'm favored to go first, but sometimes the enemy goes first, and then I can very easily lose the game. I also want to say that the reason that Tama works here, despite being a Cerebral team, is that every single unit is Cerebral free spirit. So even with Tama not being Cerebral, she buffs everything. She's just not buffed herself. I'd also like to have a weak Tama, so she died easier, but I don't have that currently. I also want to say that this basically is good against the old generation Free Spirit team, but what Free Spirit has started doing, we'll see if I can find an example, but what the Free Spirit has started doing is adding V6 Boa to Free Spirit, which basically makes that particular team useless since it becomes a coin toss basically. That's a pretty good bait team by Aaron. I guess we can try it out here. Hard to say no to a free spirit team without Nami Karina. But yeah, I thought we could do a few battles here and talk about the team. So yeah, the cool thing when facing Free Spirit here is that we both have increased CD from Shanks. Just +3, it's a shame he doesn't give more than that. But we also decrease the CD of the enemy thanks to Boa. And of course we also have Robin Koala, who is very anti-Free Spirit. And honestly, that's what really bugs me with this meta situation. So sure, Cerebral does great against the old Free Spirit, but if you phrase the very new common Free Spirit that also uses Boa on the Free Spirit team, then it's like, yeah, Boa shuts down your own team too, since Cerebral is also a Free Spirit team. So a unit like Robin Koala is really good, but it's a lot worse when you face V6 Boa. So basically the worst enemy of V6 Boa is herself, which is very weird. I don't think we had a situation like this where a unit is made to counter a specific class, but she also has that class, she can be run on that class, and the own class she's part of also yeah, you know what I'm talking about. She counters herself. She's Cerebral Free Spirit. She makes herself weaker and her Free Spirit teammates. So it's a very weird situation, but yeah, I was on the hype train for Cerebral for maybe an hour, and then when I realized how dumb that Free Spirit matchup is, hey, here's a good one we can try. So yeah, this is pretty standardish. Odin variation is annoying with RNG. Basically, the problem with facing Odin, in my experience, I've done quite a few battles to try it out, is that if you fail the coin toss, like it is a coin toss, it's weighted in our favor, but still we don't know which Namikarina will go first. And the problem is that if their Namikarina goes first, then we have Odin with the bind RNG, and if that goes bad, there's a good chance Namikarina will launch again before we can use our own specials. So it looks like we're going to win the first this coin toss, which means that we're highly likely to win this battle now, since we'll be able to get all our specials off and do some massive damage. So yeah, I'm totally on the train with the Cerebral team against this particular Free Spirit. I'm just wondering how much we'll see of this Free Spirit. Another thing I'm thinking about though is that, sure, V6 Boa is awesome against V6 Boa on Free Spirit, is also against Cerebral, but is she as good against other types of PvP teams? That's a lady question. Like, of course, she's super annoying RNG wise, but she doesn't really help with her ability. She doesn't give you HP or defense or attack or anything, so she's basically just an RNG special and nothing else. A very annoying special for sure, but... And yeah, as you see, in situations like this, it's basically impossible to lose in my experience. And yeah, you have a lot of damage dealers too, a lot of people adding damage. And if something goes wrong and you lose one unit in Azuma, it does basically as much damage as the other units. Let's see if we find something else interesting, like the Free Spirit team with Boa. Don't really want to face that atrocity. I haven't faced it a lot at all, honestly. Let's see if we can find it. I haven't liked it a lot against Free Spirit, this comp. It's mainly good for pure Free Spirit teams. Trying to find a Free Spirit team with Boa, preferably. Like when I was playing playing a bit while back, they were everywhere, but now I'm having trouble finding it, sadly. It is what it is. And this is why I usually just record some battles in my PvP videos. It's hard to do it live. Oh, there it is in the middle. So dumb. I usually only look at the bottom, but sometimes you need to look at both the bottom and the middle. But this is Sai, it's not Free Spirit. There we go. This is basically what I'm talking about. Let's try it. I'm not expecting to win, but yeah. This is basically, it's very weird. It's Free Spirit versus Cerebral, but both have Boa and Nami Karina, and it becomes a coin toss basically. It's super dumb, both teams become very frail, and yeah, it just depends like who goes first, how badly do you get screwed over. And of course, by getting screwed over, it also means less time on the clock to do the damage you need, so yeah. I'm not a fan of doing matchups like this because it's RNG. So like here, the Nami Karina goes first, and now it's rough. It's a rough position for me, not much else to say. I got pretty lucky here that Nami Karina are back just in time. So this is like the perfect way if that happens, and now we perfectly timed Uta as well, so this could go well. And yeah, I do feel like this team is going to be pretty weak on the defensive side, since Boa doesn't really contribute a lot to that team. So yeah, as long as you can use your specials, you're going to do good damage, since Boa isn't helping a lot. So this matchup might be a bit better than I gave credit for, but still a lot of RNG, of course. I got very lucky this battle. But yeah, one thing's for sure, it's a meta shift at least. Then the question is, how much does that meta shift matter? Because on Global, we have a tradition of 3 teams, so we don't have to face these teams. And in Grand Party, when you might face them, we also have a tradition of using bad leaders. And we also have other tools at our disposal to deal with these teams, so yeah. Okay, I think I have 1 stamina left, so we can do 1 more battle in this video. Why not? Let's just take the first free spirit we get. And that's Cerebral. We could do Cerebral versus Cerebral, but that's pretty unrealistic. I don't like mirror matchup either. Yeah, that's good. Like the optimal. This is a heavily invested team as well, so can be interesting to see. But yeah, as said, when you get this Free Spirit versus Cerebral, it really comes down to what Nami Karina goes first. One thing I've noticed is that we might be going a bit too fast. Like, often, like, Nami Karina attacks just before their gauge is charged. And if that happens a lot, it's an indication that it might not be very consistent. But there it worked out perfectly, so we take that for sure. Yeah, I was worried we get the Nami Karina there. I have to say that Boa's range is incredibly small. Like, you basically don't have to be afraid of that bind more than for 1 unit. The confusion range is also small, so I don't think she's as scary as we probably were thinking she will be with her special. We really didn't do a lot of damage there, at least not as much as I was hoping. But yeah, robbing Koala is super scary on teams like that. I think this loss basically comes down to my opponent has a lot more investment than me. Like, if my Koala had full investment as well, we could have maybe got a few more kills. So yeah, losing this is worrying. But yeah, we'll see when I can fully max out this team. So one thing's for sure, Cerebral is not the most reliable, at least. But yeah, I think that's as good showcase I can do right now. We'll see how it goes in the PvP finals later. Going to be a short one, probably for World Cruise, and hopefully we don't have to deal with these dumb Free Spirit teams. People will put up 3 teams, like I do permanently, so I encourage you to do the same. Just put up really good units or very high stat units with no synergy and let people get their free wins, and we can all help out each other. But yeah, Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.